Why does the common name sound more scholarly than the academic one? Lu Yang muttered behind. Because the first pure Yang root ancestor called his own root a single root, Yun Jai said, her voice barely audible but clear to Lu Yang. She paused and continued. There's a tradition in the cultivation world to respect senior bachelors. Lu Yang was naturally allowed to pass the first test. After him came his turn. Ah, another single root, Dai Boffin's pupils constricted. Just moments ago he had complained about not encountering any single roots after all that effort. Now two in a row. A single root. Lu Yang pointed at himself, his heart pounding as if he'd heard something unbelievable. A smile crept up to the corners of his mouth. Indeed, you're a mutated single root, sword root. Dai Boffin nodded confidently. He had never made a mistake in identifying roots. Sword root, naturally born with a sword seed, sharp and unstoppable, most ferocious for attack. Senior apprentice master Yun Jai looked at Lu Yang curiously. She had agreed to ride the carriage out of idle curiosity. She hadn't expected both passengers to be top-notch cultivation geniuses. The crowd's eyes grew more intense as they began to consider suitable young women for Lu Yang, eager to snatch him into their faction behind closed doors. Unlike Meng Jingzhu, who was backed by the Meng family, Lu Yang clearly came from a commoner background with no support. With such remarkable talent and no backing, he was an ideal candidate for marriage and procreation. Lu Yang felt their gaze on him was strange and hurried to enter the second test. Behind Dai Boffin lay a bamboo grove. The second test took place within it. How goes it? What's your root? Meng Jingzhu quickly emerged from his single root phase, eager to ask Lu Yang. Single roots be damned, on the path to immortality there were many bones, and women were just red-skulled demons. He didn't need any beautiful fairy companions. Lu Yang, though he passed the first test, was likely one of a kind with such extraordinary talent. He should care for ordinary geniuses. Sword root. Damn it. Lu Yang was confused. After another half-day, people behind him entered the second test in succession as Dai Boffin eliminated those who failed to meet the root bone standards. From behind them, someone discussed the emergence of several special cases. Before they could inquire further, Senior Apprentice Master Yun Jai appeared and casually said, "The next test begins," before vanishing, leaving everyone puzzled. A thick fog rose, swirling like smoke or waves, enveloping everything in the bamboo grove as if a giant net had been cast over it. Everyone instinctively struggled, but to no avail. They felt their strength wane and consciousness began to fade. This was the illusory bamboo grove, a part of the sect's protective array, far beyond their resistance. Yun Jai drew a circle, dispelling the fog and clearing space for the sect disciples behind her. Dai Boffin chuckled. Entering the illusory bamboo grove will make them forget their identities, tests, and everything else, revealing their true reactions. I wonder how many can pass this test. I hope more can pass. There are several promising candidates who might fail here. Yun Jai hadn't excluded Meng Jingzhu and Lu Yang because Meng Jingzhu's test was from 20 years ago. Who knows which elder sold it? Brother Dai, who do you think will pass the second test? Naturally, that ancient barbarian. Ancient barbarians are known for their simple hearts. I see those single root and sword roots as well. They seem honest. Yun Jai thought of Lu Yang and Meng Jingzhu's cheating in the carriage, finding it hard to believe they were honest. Where am I? The ancient barbarian named Bone looked around, confused about what had just happened. He held an old axe, standing by a river whose surface shimmered with light. Bone slipped, dropping his axe into the river. Just as he was about to retrieve it, bubbles began to rise from the water, growing in number and size until a figure of a fairy appeared before him, holding 3 different axes. "Young man, I am River Spirit. You dropped this old axe, or perhaps one of these, this divine weapon mountain-splitting axe, or this heavenly weapon heaven-opening axe." The mountain-splitting axe and heaven-opening axe were famous in the central continent. Even a commoner with no talent could become a major figure if they obtained either. Bone replied instinctively, "It was the old axe." River Spirit smiled, "A truly honest young man. I'll give you all 3 axes. Bone passed the second test. See, I told you Bone would pass. Let's see how those single root and sword roots choose, Dai Boffin said with interest. The second test tested honesty. Passing required obtaining all 3 axes. River Spirit wasn't an illusion but a naturally born spirit that had taken on many forms to test everyone. He favored honest people, and the only way to pass was by honestly answering his questions and receiving the 3 axes as gifts. Ah, why did my axe fall into the river? Lu Yang was puzzled. He felt some mysterious force compelled him to drop it. River Spirit reappeared, gently asking, "Young man, I am River Spirit. You dropped this old axe, or perhaps one of these, this divine weapon mountain-splitting axe, or this heavenly weapon heaven-opening axe." Lu Yang knelt and scanned the 3 axes with his eyes before looking at River Spirit as if he were a fool, pity in his gaze. "2 of those axes are yours. Don't you know which 2? Asking me instead." River Spirit's smile froze. He didn't know what to say. He replied, "Indeed, I don't know which 2." Lu Yang watched River Spirit warily. "If I choose one axe, will you suddenly remember which ones are yours?" "Absolutely not," River Spirit said confidently. "Let me see all 3 axes." River Spirit handed over the 3 axes. Lu Yang tossed them into the river. "Ask your question again." River Spirit asked reflexively, "You dropped this old axe, or perhaps one of these, this divine weapon mountain-splitting axe, or this heavenly weapon heaven-opening axe?" Lu Yang smiled. "All of them." River Spirit was speechless. River Spirit gritted his teeth. "A truly honest young man. I'll give you all 3 axes."